Thank you for joining us. I'm Dave Robbins with ETA News. Deb Kafal published an article on February 12th titled, "Netanyahu Accepts Kerry's Framework in Principle and Seeks Publication Delayed to Knesset Recess." So the framework mentioned here is John Kerry's proposed peace agreement to Israel and the Palestinians. Well, one might ask, why is this so significant? Well, Daniel 9:27 states that an interim peace agreement will be signed between Israel and the Palestinians 7 years before the Battle of Armageddon and the second coming of Jesus Christ. It says, "And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even until the consummation, and that determined shall be poured upon the desolate." The he in this scripture is referring to the Antichrist, and the covenant is the Abrahamic covenant in which God promised the land of Canaan to Abraham and his descendants through the lineage of his son Isaac. This covenant or peace treaty will confirm Israel's right to exist as a nation in the Holy Land. It also says that this agreement will be signed for a 7-year period. That means it will not be a permanent agreement, but an interim agreement. So what are we watching for? Well, according to the prophecies of the Bible, the peace agreement that we are looking for must include 2 key elements. The first one is the establishment of a 2-state solution which would set the final borders of Israel and place the West Bank settlers under the rule of the Palestinians. The second one would place the Temple Mount under an internationally supervised sharing arrangement, allowing Israel to build the third temple. Once a peace agreement is signed that includes these 2 elements, that will be the event that starts the final 7 years to the Battle of Armageddon and the second coming of Jesus Christ. That is why this Deb Kafal article is so important. Although no one has actually seen the proposal, from all that we have read, it appears that John Kerry's framework deal covers both of these issues and that Benjamin Netanyahu has accepted the agreement with reservations. Let's look at a few excerpts from the article. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has informed the White House in Washington and U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry of his acceptance in principle of the U.S. framework document, subject to the reservations he has raised with U.S. Special Envoy Martin Endtime. This step was followed by news that the Prime Minister would call on President Barack Obama in the first week of March during his next visit to Washington. In the exchanges leading up to the Obama-Netanyahu meeting, the Prime Minister's office and Israeli embassy have asked the White House and State Department to delay publication of the Kerry document to mid-April during the Knesset's Passover recess. This will help Netanyahu to stay clear of the rowdy debates and heated special sessions he expects to erupt over his acceptance of the paper. A high-ranking U.S. official told Deb Kafal, "We all know that the die is cast in Jerusalem and that Netanyahu has accepted Kerry's guidelines. They are now working on the reservations he needs to submit for his government coalition to survive, the expected storm of protest and resistance, and for the talks with the Palestinians to carry on. Netanyahu will also try presenting the Kerry paper to the public as an American proposal, which is not binding either on Israel or the Palestinians except for the attached reservations." For now, the U.S. Secretary has made his own request of Netanyahu and the Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas. He asked them to draw out the negotiations on his framework after its release over 2 years. That is up until late 2016 when the Obama administration ends. Abbas is against any prolongation of the process. He has so far agreed to an extension of no more than 1 year. We know that John Kerry has set a goal of April 29 to get the agreement signed. Will this be the fulfillment of the Daniel 9:27 prophecy? Well, only time will tell. However, there is one thing we do know for sure. The prophecies of the Bible always come to pass. That is why we are watching this attempt at a peace agreement between Israel and the Palestinians so closely, because according to the Bible, the timing for this prophecy to be fulfilled is in the very near future. Thank you for watching. I'm Dave Robbins with ETA News.